right, so for the chapter 7 and 8 exercise, what I'm going to have you guys do is, here is your scenario, okay? And what I'm going to ask you to do is, I have provided you a chart of accounts so you can practice journalizing. We're going to practice filling out the table, and we're going to practice journalizing every single transaction. So we have 5 pages worth of journals here, for something like that, okay? So we have a bunch of journal pages for you to practice your journalizing, okay? And the chart of accounts is there. So in this case, right, let's take a look at what you need to know. Okay. So here's what you need to know. Your inventory method is perpetual and it's LIFO, okay? Assume that sales tax is 8.25%. So the first thing that you did on June 3rd was purchase 1,000 black mugs for $3.65 each, and the freight cost you $100. Okay, and then of course you put it on an account from Cuppies Co. with terms of a 5% 15 net 30. Okay, so you bought 1,000 mugs at $3.65 each from Cuppies Co. on an account. Terms are 5% 15 net 30. Okay, and freight was $100. So in this case, let's take a look at chart of accounts. So how am I going to journalize this transaction? Mugs. And what else?
Sales discounts.
No sales discounts yet, because we didn't pay yet. So I'm assuming I'm going to be using the gross method. What else?
Cash?
I did not pay with cash.
I meant checking.
I did not pay at all.
Okay. So, accounts payable?
Mm-hmm. I put it on an account. That's why they gave me terms saying that if I paid within X amount of days, then I get a discount. So in this case, let's take a look. So we got mugs, which is $150, and accounts payable $201. And let's read the scenario over time. So we bought 1,000 mugs at $3.65 each with a freight of $100. Okay, on an account from Cuppies Co. 5% 15 net 30. Okay. So journal. Today is June 3rd. Okay. We purchased some mugs and we placed it on an account. Okay. Now in this case, this is what we did. We purchased 1,000 mugs at $3.65 each, plus $100 worth of freight. So how much is your total mugs?
$3,750.
3,750. Okay. All right, then I'm going to make a note here that this is from Cuppies Co. We purchased 1,000 mugs at $3.65 each. Okay, and then we get a 5% opportunity if we pay within 15 days. If not, the entire bill is due in 30. Okay. So let's plug that into my inventory worksheet. Okay. June 3rd. Okay, June 3rd. Skip over the cost of goods sold. We purchased 1,000 units at $3.65 each with a freight of 100. So in this case, what is my grand total purchase price?
It's 3,750.
Okay, that's your total cost.
Oh, it's 3,650.
Good. Now, what method am I using to... That should be not like that. That should be LIFO. Okay. So what method am I using? LIFO. So therefore, I need to figure out what my cost per item is because I have to keep my batches separate, right?
Right.
So in this case, my batch is going to be
$3.75.
$3.75. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to carry it over into my inventory on hand. So then now I have a total of 1,000 units. And I'm also going to put in my totals here. So I know how many items I have on hand at all times. So right now I currently have 1,000 items at a grand total of right now is $3,750. Okay. So let's see what happened next. June 5th rolls around and you end up returning 50 broken mugs for a full refund. So you end up returning 50 broken mugs for a full refund. So in this case, how would I be able to record this?
Would it be mugs?
Purchase returns allowance.
Not purchase returns and allowance because this time we're using perpetual inventory, right? So in this case, yes, you are going to take it directly out for mugs. Because you have 50 broken of them, right? Where did you put all your inventory?
In mugs.
You put them all in mugs. Therefore, I got to take out 50 of them out of the mugs account. And then what else is going to happen? I'm getting a refund back, right?
And it's going to be checking?
Did I pay for the items that I currently purchased?
No. Will it be cash?
Accounts receivable.
Not accounts receivable, not cash, because I never paid. So why would the vendor pay me? What would it end up reducing?
Purchase expense.
Not the purchase expense. When I bought my items originally, how did I pay for it?
You paid for it on
Sales discount.
Not a sales discount.
on your you paid on it on account.
On an accounts payable, right?
Right.
So if I never paid a dime to my vendor, how are they going to give me my money back? They're most likely going to reduce what?
Sales.
Not your sales. We didn't sell my products, right? We purchased my product.
Cost of goods.
Would it be purchase expense?
No, no. Okay, if I have not paid my vendor, right, and I owe them on an account,
Purchase discount.
no. I'm not getting a discount. I'm getting a refund, right?
Right.
I'm returning the product, right?
Right.
But I never paid my vendor.
Okay, is it purchase returns and allowances?
No, it's not because
Oh.
we're under perpetual inventory. We already took it out of my mugs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I haven't paid my vendor, what is the most likely case that they're going to do? What are they going to reduce? How did I pay my vendor?
You paid on an account.
Okay, so how are they going to refund me the money?
Cash.
No, I never paid. I never paid.
Check.
I never paid. So they're not going to send me a check. They're not going to send me cash. They're not going to do anything in regards to giving me my money back. So what are they going to end up doing? How did I pay my vendor?
On account.
Okay, so I owe them money, right?
Right.
So if I'm returning a product, how are they going to give me back my money?
Okay, accounts payable.
They're going to reduce the money that you owe. Right?
Right.
So that is exactly it. I never paid my vendor. So in this case, the only option that they're going to give me is they're going to end up reducing the amount that I owe. So in this case, accounts payable is going to be what we're going to be reducing. So in this case, today is June 5th. We're going to reduce the amount that I owe, right? Because I'm trying to get a refund. Right? And then they're going to take it, I'm going to take it out of my mugs because that's where I've currently placed all of my inventory items. Right? Now, how much am I going to refund each item for?
$3.65.
$3.65, right? Because you can't return freight. So in this case, what's 50 times $3.65?
182.5.
182.5, right, is what you're going to get reduced on your account. So in this case, let me go ahead and put it here that return 50 broken mugs at $3.65 each for full refund. Okay. All right. So then now I have to update my inventory because now I don't have 50 items anymore and I changed the total cost of my value. So in this case, it's June 5th, right? We returned 50 units and we end up returning a total of $182.50. So then now, because this belonged to the very first batch that I have, how much do I actually have on hand in quantity?
950.
950, right? And what's my actual total cost now?
3,562.
Well, I returned $182.50. So what's my new total cost now? I end up getting a refund. I don't owe 37.50 anymore. How much do I owe?
$3,562.50.
No, because your cost per item will change.
67.50.
Say that again.
3,567.50.
Okay, 3,567.50 is correct, right? So in this case, because I have a new total cost and a new total quantity, I need to solve for my my cost per item now. So in this case, what is 3,567.50 divided by 950 units? Because I have to resolve for my cost per item now. Because I have change in value and change in quantity.
$3.76.
$3.76, but we can go ahead and drag this out to see how many numbers we need here. So in this case, it's 3.755263. So if you go ahead and redo your formula here, it should pan out. 3,567.50. Right? So there's the refund. Okay. Let's see what's next. So I end up selling 100 mugs for $10 each for cash. Okay, so in this case, what would I be needing? I also need to collect sales tax. We already said it was 8.25%. So in this case, I sold 100 mugs for cash. So what did I receive?
Okay, you received cash.
You received cash. What else happened?
You do sales tax.
Sales tax. What else? Mugs, not yet, but that's part of it, yes. Okay. What did I do?
Accounts no, it's not on account.
No, it's not on an account.
Okay, we got cash, sales tax payable.
I sold 100 mugs for $10 each for cash. What did I do?
Sales.
You sold stuff, so you had some sales. So 401, 230, and cash is 102. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna plug it in here. Today is June 5th. We received cash, right? We had some sales, and we also encountered sales tax. Okay. Now in this case, I sold 100 mugs at $10 each, right? I sold 100 mugs at $10 each for cash, right? So what's my total sales? If I sold 100 mugs at $10 each, what's my total sales?
I got 1,000.
1,000. So then how much sales tax am I going to be collecting?
You said 0.825?
Correct.
$8.25.
$82 because it's $1,000.
Yeah, 82.50.
Good. Right? And because I end up selling my inventory, what happened?
It's depleted by 100
Good. How do I represent that in my journal?
under mugs.
Yes, we're going to be taking out for mugs. What else are we going to be putting it into? So let's take a look at my chart of accounts.
Would it be your cost of goods?
Cost of goods sold, right? We need to calculate how much it costs me to sell those 100 mugs. So in this case, account number 501. Good. Okay. And here you go. We're going to go ahead and say sold 100 mugs. Okay. So let's go. We need to figure out how much it's going to cost me. So I need to go to my inventory worksheet. Today is June 5th. We got 100 mugs sold. What's my current cost per item right now? I only have one batch of inventory.
Would it be $3.65?
$3. Where do you get $3.65? Okay. This is what I have to figure out how much it costs me. I have to include the freight, right? Because I'm not going to pay the freight for my customers. I'm going to have them pay for it. So how much is it going to cost me per item?
$0.10.
No. I calculate my cost per item for a reason. It's to help me solve how much each item in my batch of inventory costs me, right? So in this case, how much does my current batch for 950 units, how much is it currently costing me per item?
Is it $3.75?
$3.75 point what?
Ooh. 3.755263.
Yes. Okay. So in this case, how much is it going to cost me to sell 100 units at 3.755263?
$375.53.
Good. Right? So let's do our math, right? I sold 100 units. So in this case, it should give me 50, it should give me 850, right?
Right.
So right now, I'm currently at 0.50. I need to make sure that if I'm going to do 53 cents, that means I'm going to be left with 97 cents. So let's ensure that. So in this case, 950 minus 100, 850. There you go. I have $3,191.97. So good. It panned out evenly. Okay, so that means I sold. It cost me $375.53 to sell. Right? All right, so let's move on to the next one. Okay. Now it's June 10, and you end up selling 250 mugs for $10 each to customer A on an account. Terms we gave them is a 10%, 15, net 30. Okay. So we sold 250 mugs for $10 each to customer A, and we gave customer A terms of a 10%, 15, net 30. So in this case, what do I do here?
So would it be accounts receivable
Uh-huh.
and mugs?
Not mugs. What did I do? I need to establish first what happened. What was the transaction at hand? What did I do to this customer?
Okay, you sold it.
Okay. So if I sold to my customer,
So
sales, and what does it normally happen when you have to sell in store?
is it discounted?
No.
I mean, okay, it's sales, accounts receivable.
In order for them to walk out the store, what do I have to charge them?
Sales discount?
Not a sales
Tax.
discount.
Sales tax.
You have to charge them sales tax. So in this case, there you go. And then, so let's go ahead and put that in here. Okay. So it's June 10. We sold to them on an account. So that's the first thing you have to do is you have to recognize what the transaction is at hand. In this case, we need to sell the product first before we can take it out of inventory, right? We can't take it out of inventory first if we haven't sold the product yet. So in this case, that's the first thing we're going to do is 103, sales is 401, sales tax is 230. So in this case, if I sold 250 mugs at $10 each, what is my total sales?
It's 2,500.
2,500. What is the total amount of sales tax I'm going to be charging?
$206.25.
$206.25. So grand total should be $2706.25. Right? Now you can go ahead and make a note here that you sold 250 mugs to customer A, and you gave customer A 10% discount if they pay within 15 days. If not, their bill is due in 30. Okay, so you set up a condition to them if they pay. Now, in this case, now that I recognize that I sold the product to customer A, now I need to update my inventory. How do I update my inventory?
You're going to go into mugs.
You're going to take away from mugs. And what else?
cost of goods sold?
I have to figure out how much it costs me to sell my items. Cost of goods sold. Good. Okay. So in this case, this is where I have to go to my inventory worksheet because now I need to figure out what that number is. So today is June 10. We sold 250 mugs. At what cost per item?
3.77, 3.755.63.
Good. So good. So in this case, how much is it going to cost me to sell 250 units at 3.755263?
Mm, 938, 81, 82.
Good.
Calculate.
930. Nope, you got it right. 938, 82. So in this case, I need to subtract 82 cents from 97 cents. So that should give you a 5. Should give you 15 cents. So in this case, I need to update my inventory. What is 850? How many items did I sell? 250. So I get, I get a split penny. So I need to make sure that this number is correct. What was it before? Okay. So in this case, I sold
50.
250, right? That gave me a split penny because now it is at 16 when it needs to be, what is 31.91.97, 3191.97 minus 93882. That should give you 15 cents. So this should be 225.315, right? I got a split penny going on.
Okay.
Okay, so in this case, let's go ahead and just do this, and then I'm going to stretch it out so you can make sure that you know that that's a split penny. So there you go. It's 15 and 1/8 of a cent, but you can't have 1/8 of a cent. Okay. All right, so it cost me $938.82. 93882. Right? And I'm going to go ahead and make sure I write here sold 250 mugs to customer A. Okay. So let's see what happened next. Okay. Then on the 12th of June, I purchased 500 mugs at $3.75 each, with the freight costing $50. So in this case, on an account with Cuppies Co., terms of 5%, 15 net 30. So in this case, what did I do?
You purchased mugs
You purchased mugs, okay, and how did I pay for it?
on account.
On an account. So I got 500 mugs at $3.75 plus a freight of $50. So in this case, I purchased mugs and I placed it on an account on June 12th. So here I purchased 500 mugs at $3.75. Okay, terms are the same. So how much is my grand total mugs?
1925.
Did you include the freight?
Yeah.
Good. 1925 is what I owe. Okay. So then let's go ahead and update my inventory now because now I have a second batch of inventory. $500 units at $3.75. Plus 50 makes it $19.25. So in this case, what's my cost per item right now for this second batch of inventory?
375.
Three what? Don't forget, I have to include the freight.
Okay. Okay, 385.
$3.85, yeah. Okay, so in this case, let's take a look. I got 500 units at $3.85. Okay, giving me a grand total of $1,925. So right now, I currently have 1,100 units available to sell. Okay. All right. Yes.
What about the discount of like 5%?
Did we pay? Did we pay yet? Remember, terms are a condition. We have to pay in order to get that discount. So did we pay yet?
No, not yet.
No. So in this case, we don't get to apply the discount until we pay. So remember, terms are a condition that must be met. Okay. All right. So let's see what happened next. That very same day, you end up trying to return 100 mugs because they were the wrong size, right? You end up getting large sized 16-ounce cups instead, okay? And of course, Cuppy Coast offers you 25% discount on your account, and of course you accept it. So in this case, we end up trying to return 100 of those mugs, but Capico had convinced you otherwise to say, hey, there's nothing wrong with the mugs. You can still sell them. They're just larger size cups. And we'll give you a 25% discount to reprimand for our mistake for shipping you the wrong item. So in this case, you accept this discount. That means you accept to keep those 100 mugs. So how do I journalize this transaction here? What did I do? What happened here?
Okay, you return the mugs.
Okay. And what else happened?
Okay, you received the discount.
It's more of it's okay. Not this isn't a regular discount that anybody can get. So what do we call this? when you're trying to return something, but they only give you a portion of the money back.
Sales, returns, and allowances.
We never sold to our vendor.
Okay. Can I see the chart of accounts? Would it be sales discount?
We never sold to our vendor.
Okay. Okay, purchase discount?
In this case, we're using perpetual inventory. You already are taking it out directly from your mugs, right?
Uh-huh.
So where's my refund going to be taken out from?
Accounts payable?
Exactly, because I never paid in the first place, so they're going to reduce my liability once again. So in this case, it is the 12th. We're going to reduce the amount that I owe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to take out it from our mugs account, because in this case, the mugs, the 100 mugs that I purchased, I put it into my inventory at full price. This time, I'm getting a discount off of those items, so therefore I have to take the discount out from my my inventory. Okay? Now in this case, let's see. If I am trying to return 100 mugs for a 25% discount, how do I calculate how much my refund is going to be? Well, currently when I purchase my inventory items, how much did they cost me?
$19.25?
Am I going to discount every single item or only a portion of the item?
Only a portion of the item.
Okay, so how many am I returning?
You're returning 100?
Okay, so how much does each one did I originally purchase each one for? $3.75. Good. So in this case, if I'm only getting a portion of the money because those are being discounted, right? They're no longer $3.75, right? They're discounted by 25%. So in this case, if I need to figure out what 100 of those items is at $3.75 plus my discount. So I have to also take out my discount there. So how much am I actually getting back?
I think 93.78.
$93.75.
Okay.
Okay, good. So here, I'm going to write here that I got an allowance for 100 mugs at $3.75 each for 25% discount. Okay. So that means I got to update my second batch of inventory, because now in that inventory I have whatchamacallit. I have inventory, right? I have
Right.
100 of those mugs are discounted. Now this is where, if you really want to, you can actually make a separation to the account if you want to, just so then you can be aware that 100 units are the large cups. Okay? Because in reality, you would take this out of your inventory and put it into another inventory, because you have two different types of inventory, right? You have your regular size and you have your large size. You definitely don't want to keep them all bundled up into one. So it's up to you. If you want to make a separation, you can for that 100 items. But remember, right? Did we actually return the product? No. Okay, so $3.75, but we end up getting a discount. So therefore, you need to take your total cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was 100, or in this case, negative 100 times $3.75 times 25%, which is your $93.75. And then you need to figure out the math here. How much is your new grand total cost? Because it's no longer 1925, right? How much is it really? It's 1831.25.
Yeah, 1831.25.
Okay. Now in this case, let's take out that 100 units out. So then now you're at 400. Oh, okay. Or actually, let's figure out what is it per item. Okay, so in this case, what is my cost per item? If it is 1831.25 and you're dividing it by 500 units.
$3.66.
$3.6625.
Right.
Okay, so it's up to you what you want to do. If you want to make a separate batch for that 100 units so you can make sure you have that 100 large cups separately, you can do so. Or you can just make a note that 100 of these are the large cups. Okay. All right. Good. So let's see what happened next. Then it is now June 15, right? You end up selling 600 mugs for $10 each to customer B on an account. Terms you gave him was 10%, 10 net 30. So you only gave him 10 days to pay. Okay? Cuz you sold 600 mugs to customer B for $10 each on an account. So, June 16, what happened here?
Okay, you sold 600 mugs on account.
Correct. So what accounts am I going to be using?
Okay, so you could be using mugs.
No,
I mean accounts payable.
not a payable.
Sales.
You're definitely going to have sales. What else?
Accounts receivable.
Accounts receivable
Sales tax payable.
and sales tax, yes. We have to recognize that we sold the product first before we can take it out of our inventory, right?
Right.
So in this case, accounts receivable, sales, and sales tax payable. Good. Okay, so in this case, I don't have enough space in my journal here, so I need to go ahead and put it into my my new worksheet, my new journal. So in this case, I already have a copy or a journal already done here. Okay, and this is for June 15. Okay. But this time we sold how many mugs? We sold 600 mugs to customer B. And we only gave customer B 10 days to pay us back. Okay? So in this case, if we sold 600 mugs at $10 each, what's my total sales?
6,000.
6,000. So how much sales tax am I going to be collecting from customer B?
0.8255263.
495.
495. So therefore, customer B owes me $6,495. Okay. All right. So now that I sold to customer B, what do I need to do to record this adjustment on my inventory?
You're going to go into mugs.
Yes, you're going to take away from mugs, and what else? You need to figure out how much it costs you to sell those items.
Okay, cost of goods sold.
Okay. Okay, so in this case, I gotta go now to my inventory worksheet and calculate this total. Yes.
You know how we have like sales and sales tax payable under accounts receivable?
Uh-huh.
How come it's not sales tax receivable?
Because the sales tax money that we're collecting is money that we owe the government, right? It's a liability because sales tax is our responsibility to pay the government, right? But it's the customer's responsibility for contributing to society. So that's why it's a sales tax payable, because the money that we collect from the sales is not our money, it's the government's money. So we owe this money to the government. That's why it's a payable. It's not money that we generate.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So let's go ahead and go back to my inventory worksheet here. Today is the 15th, and we sold 600 units. Now, using the LIFO method, how am I going to sell 600 units?
It would be at $3.662500.
How many can we actually sell from that batch?
Okay, we got to sell the complete all of it.
Well, can we? Can we sell all 500 units?
We can sell all 500, but you got to dip in the other one.
Okay, that's not what I meant. Because in this case, that batch of 500, what does it contain?
Does it contain the free?
What was that, Norman?
A sales discount?
No. Okay, in this case, remember what happened just recently. What happened on the 12th?
You had 500.
What else happened on the 12th? What happened here specifically?
Okay, you had 100 mugs that was returned for wrong size.
Wait,
But you got a discount on it.
exactly. So in this case, can I sell all 500 units?
No.
No, because 100 of them are the large coffee cups. So in this case, I have to make sure that I can only take 400 out. I need to sell 600, so I need to take another 200 out, right, from my first batch of inventory. So in this case, grand total 600 units. So how much is it going to cost me for 400 units? You said the cost per item is 3.6625, right?
Right.
So how much is my grand total here?
$1,465.
Okay, $1,465. So that's going to reduce this by 100. So let's see, we got 1831.25 minus 1465. So you should have $366.25 left, right? And that's your large cups. Okay. So in this case, I'm gonna highlight this so you know that these are not your regular size cups. These are your
Large.
the large ones. Okay. Now I need to dip into the 600 batch, right? What is my cost per item for the 600?
$3.75.63.
Good. So how much is it going to cost me to sell 200 units at 3.755263?
$751.05.
Okay. So 221605. So 7105. 75105. So in this case, I should have 400 left, right?
Right.
Okay, so if I started at 225,315, 225,315 minus 75105, I should have exactly $1,502.10. Okay, which I do. Okay. So let's see. My grand total of cost of goods sold for selling 600 units gave me a total of $2216.05. $2216.05. Okay, $2216.05. Okay, and you sold to customer B. Okay. So then let's see what's next. Okay. June 18, right? Customer B decides to return 100 mugs for a full refund. Okay? So in this case, couple days later, maybe customer B overbought too many, so decided to return a total of 100 mugs for a full refund. Okay? So customer B returns 100 mugs for a full refund. So in this case, what am I going to be doing here?
You're going to go into mugs.
What is the transaction at hand?
A full refund.
Who's getting the refund?
The customer.
Okay, so how are you going to address that?
Accounts receivable.
Okay, accounts receivable, yes, you're going to reduce the amount that he owes.
Sales.
Sales what? You're not selling the product to him because he's returning the product, right?
Sales tax payable.
You're definitely going to give the sales tax money back. But what is the transaction at hand right now?
A refund
A refund to whom?
to the customer.
So what would you use?
Cash or checking.
You already answered it correctly by saying you're going to reduce the accounts receivable because he never paid me. Right? Customer B never paid me. So I'm going to reduce the amount that he owes. But how am I going to do that?
Sales discount.
This isn't a discount. What did the customer do?
Okay, they returned it.
Okay, so which account would I use to represent that they're returning the product?
Would it be sales return and allowances?
Yes, sales returns and allowances 406. And you're gonna give those sales tax money back for 230, and it's gonna reduce the amount that customer B owes me because they never paid me in the first place. So in this case, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, this is June 18, right? You're going to give the portion of the money back, right? Sales returns and allowances. Okay? You're going to give them a portion of the sales tax money back. And you're going to reduce the accounts receivable. Okay? Now, if I sold each cup to be $10 each, how much is going to be the actual return? Because they're returning 100, right? And I sold that to them for $10 each.
Can that be 1,000?
That will be 1,000. How much sales tax money am I going to be returning back?
$82.50.
$82.50. Okay, so therefore, I'm going to be refunding off of their account $1082.50. Okay? And then I'm also going to make a note here. Customer B returns 100 mugs for full refund. Right? So then, if customer B actually gave me back the product, what do I need to do with that product?
You need to take it out of your inventory.
You don't need to take it out. What do you need to do?
Add it.
I have to put it back into my inventory, okay?
Yeah.
So good. Now, if I have to put it back into inventory, what is my opposite credit going to be? What do I have to do?
Okay, you can debit your inventory
Uh-huh.
and cost of goods sold.
You're going to have to undo the cost of goods sold, right? Because if they return the product, you never sold it in the first place. Okay, so I need to go ahead and figure that out. So let's go to my inventory worksheet here. All right, so now in this case, right, if I'm using the rules of FIFO, okay, now in this case, right,
Okay, is it FIFO or LIFO?
oh, sorry, LIFO, excuse me, LIFO. Now in this case, I can't put my item back into the 100 items here, right, because I already sold that one first. Which one was the last thing that I sold?
400.
From the 400 batch, right? Because
Right.
that's the only one I have technically left, right?
Right.
Because that 100 that's outstanding right there came from my second batch, but that's not, I already sold all of that batch already. So in this case, you can't go back to that batch. So I have to go to whatever's available on my list, which in this case is that 400 that's available, right?
Right.
Because that's the regular sized cups. So I have to put back 100. Now, at what cost per item is currently that 400 batch?
$3.75 by 263.
Good. So in this case, how much am I actually putting back into my inventory?
$3,750.
To take off 100 or take off a zero.
$375.
$375.53. So there you go. I gotta pop and add that back in there. Okay. So I'm at 400, should be 500 now because I added 100 back in there. And let me see. So I'm at 1502, 10 plus 375, 53. I should be at $1,877.63. So good. I am back exactly where I need to be at. Okay. All right. So that means I had to undo my inventory for $375.53. So 375.53. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a note. Customer be returned 100 mugs. Okay. Let's do one more and then we'll stop for a break. So let's finish up June 18. So we end up selling 200 mugs at $10 each for cash. Okay, so this one's straightforward. We sold 200 mugs at $10 each for cash. Okay. Today's the 18th. Okay. And I sold 200 mugs for $10 each.
So that'll be 2,000.
2,000 for sales, okay? What's the tax I'm going to be collecting on that?
$165.
$165. So you collected a total cash of $2,165. So now I need to figure out what my total cost of goods sold is. So in this case, I sold on the 18 200 units, right? Right now, I only have one batch of inventory so far with my regular sized cups. So in this case, what is 200 units at 3755263?
$751.05.
Good. $751.05 for 200 units. So in this case, gotta subtract 200 units. That will give me 300. And then we're at 1877.63. 1877.63 minus 700, right? Should be $1,126.58. Good. All right. All right, so that's what I need to record is I end up selling for the 200 units a total of $751.05. Okay. 751.05. All right. Good. So we're going to stop here. Yes. Question.
Yeah, I got 751 exactly. Not sure how I did that.
How many what are you using to calculate? Are you using a calculator?
Yeah, calculator.
Okay, rule of thumb is if you're going to be using a calculator, you need to go up to 6 decimal places. So you might have rounded off too early. So you probably rounded off at $3.75. So you have to go 3.755263. That's why I put 6 decimal places there, so then you calculate all 6 numbers.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I'm going to stop here. We're going to go on a break real quick. Okay.